Good morning guys, thanks for joining me for another What I Eat in a Day as a vegan on Slimming World. If you're new here, my name is Leanne. I'm a vegan losing weight on the Slimming World plan. 1 stone 8.5 pounds so far, I think that's right, 1 stone 8.5. Yeah. Today is Tuesday. Oh, thank you for everyone coming back, by the way. Love all my little regulars. Today's Tuesday, like I said, it's 10 to 8. I start work at 8 at home. And I'm just quickly preparing some breakfast. I don't eat breakfast straight away, but I do try and get it prepped. If it's something that needs prepping, I try and prep it before I start work, because then I can just cook it like later on and it's no time at all. So last night I had rice and I cooked extra. So here's some extra jasmine rice, very specifically. I think it would need to be jasmine rice for this to work. I've only done this once before. I've grated 80 grams of cheese as Healthy Extra A. This isn't an official Healthy Extra A, I'll say that now. I'm trying to use up my vegan applewood. I'm on my last pack now, so I've only got 3 portions left. But yeah, and then I'm getting some cocoa tomorrow night. And then I've got some red onion. This is approximately half of a small red onion chopped up. So I've combined those 3 things in a bowl. And then, I mean, you can add whatever seasoning you want. You could try just salt and pepper. I personally really love Old Bay seasoning, so I'm gonna be adding in some of that. A decent amount, because it's really tasty. And then I've just got to mix it all together and we're going to form it into little patties, and you need to squeeze them really tight and they will stay together. But that's why I think that jasmine rice is the only rice that would work for this, because it's sticky. They do take a bit of combining, but you'll end up with it looking like this. And basically it will seem crumbly, and it is, but when you squeeze it, it sticks together, you see. So it is messy, but it's so worth it. Like I said, they're not the easiest thing to put together, but once you get going, you kind of get the hang of how you need to do it. I always find, always, I say the time before and this time, I find that you end up with quite a lot of onion at the end and not enough rice. So then I kind of reform the ones I did at the beginning, and then any extra onion, just try and like press into the top. It doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't matter, it's only me eating it, you know. But honestly, these are so tasty. So I managed to get 7, and I've got some tomatoes on there, and obviously I've sprayed my tray with Fry Light, just the rapeseed one. And I'm not doing anything with these right now. I'm gonna put them in the oven just to, you know, have them out the way, but I'm not eating them yet. Well, I'm off to start work. Bye adults, have a nice morning. And I'm taking with me my coffee, which I haven't stirred, which is why it looks black, but it's not. And it's just spilt one over the floor. It's 100 mils of Alpro Almond Barista for 1 sin. I'm just gonna clear that up. Guys, seriously, how good do these look? Maybe I'm biased, I don't know. They're just so tasty. I don't know how they go so like delightfully caramelized, but they're so good. See, look. Oh, yum. Okay, I'm gonna go eat. Oh, I do have some left, but I don't know how many I want right now. So I'm just gonna have these, and then if I want more, I can have more. And if not, I can have them later as a snack, or I can just have them tomorrow if I don't end up eating them today. I've tried to use the 4 smaller ones, because obviously I made 7, which is a bit annoying, because I used 2 lots of Healthy Extra A's in there. So it may be that, you know, I have 1 lot tomorrow, but anyway, if I eat this amount, it's gonna be 1 Healthy Extra A. So yeah, I've just realized I didn't show you when I put them in. So I put them in the oven at about I turned the oven on at about 9:45. And it is right now 20 past 10, and I've just walked back in my study with them. Obviously was not out there all that time. I just went and got them because they were smelling like they were cooked. So yes, they were in for 30-35 minutes, but from a cold oven, but I had it on 200, so potato. Yeah, just wanted to let you know that. And I'm having my second coffee. Again, 100 mils of Alpro Almond Barista for 1 sin. So that puts me on 2 sins. Hey guys, it's lunchtime now. It is about 10 past 12 and I'm not hungry. I did eat all those rice things. So consequently, I'm really, really full. And also, it's only like 2 hours later, so obviously I'm full. If I want something for lunch proper, then I have lentil soup. But if I'm just too full, but I want something later, I've got apples, pears, bananas, I've got strawberries and blueberries, I've got some cucumber, so I could just have munchy things if I want, because I feel like that was a lot of food. Yeah, and also those rice things, I think I actually prefer them with cocoa cheese. Like, don't get me wrong, I really like the vegan applewood flavour, but I almost find it too melty. I'm sure that's probably not a popular opinion because everyone loves vegan applewood, but anyway, so yeah, I'm looking forward to getting cocoa tomorrow. Anyway, so it is lunchtime, as I said, but as I'm not having anything to eat right now, what I'm going to do is prep for this evening. So I have mum over for dinner on Tuesday evenings, as most of you will know, and so I'm going to use my lunchtime today to get dinner going, and I'm also going to go and do the animals as well, just to get a head start on my day. So tonight I'm basically going to try and make a spaghetti bolognese, but it's not really a spaghetti bolognese at all. It will be spaghetti, or maybe linguine, and these are the ingredients that I'm going to use. So yeah, I think this is everything I'm going to use. I've put it all out just for ease so you guys can see. The only thing I think that needs explaining, well, I'll just read it out actually. So I've got garlic, onion. For veggies, I'm going to use a yellow pepper, a whole big aubergine, and a pack of mushrooms. For meat, I'm going to use a pack of firm tofu crumbled up, and also 2 cans of green lentils. I'll be sauteing it all in fry light. And then for the juicy part, I've got 2 tins of cherry tomatoes, I've got some tomato puree, I'm going to be using 3 stock cubes, 1 red wine, 1 rich and smoky, and 1 Knorr vegetable, and I've also got some Italian style herb blend. So that's essentially everything that's going in. I do have some fresh basil out in the fridge, but I'm thinking I'm just going to serve that on the top, because I always find that fresh basil, you kind of lose the punchiness of it when you if you include it in the cooking. So by having it fresh on top when we serve it, I feel like it's just gonna be nicer. So yeah, I'm just gonna try and get this mostly cooked, and then I can just leave it and heat it up later, and that'll give the flavours a chance to meld as well, so it should make it actually taste even better. The way I get things prepped quickly is by doing one bit and then chopping the next. So in my pan, I've now just put the heat on, so I've coated the bottom with fry light, and I've chopped up my onion, and I've got that going in there, or it will be in a second when it heats up. And while that's going, I'm going to do the next thing, which is the aubergine, so I'll chop that up and add that in, and so on and so forth. I don't time this, I'm just, as it's ready, i.e. when I chop it, I just chuck it in on top in the pan. And also what I'm doing, you'll notice I've put the lid on my big saute pan, because it will help the veggies cook. And stop them sticking quite so much, because it's going to keep the steam inside. It really does make a difference, actually, you'd be surprised. So do give it a go, especially if you're cooking veg that takes a bit longer, like onion and aubergine. You can see the steam starting to build up on the underside of the lid now. I'm going to give this a stir in a moment, but I've added in the yellow pepper as well. Meanwhile, I've also chopped up the whole box of mushrooms, which was a 300-gram box. I've chopped them smaller than usual because I kind of want them to break down and get like a meaty texture. And I've got my block of tofu here just ready to crumble in. So I've just given this a good mix, and actually you can really see that these are starting to cook quite nicely now. So let's get that mushroom and tofu in now. I'll just show you the tofu first, I think, because I'm just going to crumble it like this. So it's just in rough pieces, and then it's just gonna like give it some more protein to the dish, and just sort of bulk it out and give it like a meaty texture. Right, so I've added it in all the mushrooms on top. You can see my pan is quite full. I'm just gonna give it a little stir. I'm gonna put the lid back on in 2 seconds. The mushrooms are gonna release so much water, which is why another good reason for having the lid on, because it means that you don't need to add extra water. I may do later, but we'll see. I was going to show you adding in salt and pepper, which I'm about to do, but I've just spilt my pepper everywhere. So I need to clear that up, because that will bug me, but I guess I can use some from on the side there. Oh yeah, there we go, that works. Don't worry, the side is clean. Well, it was until I got pepper all over it. So I'm just going to sprinkle on some pepper, Big pinch of salt, because again, that helps the stuff break down. I say a big pinch, I mean, it's like not even a quarter of a teaspoon there, but it does just help the veggies break down. But then most importantly, probably I'm going to add some of the Italian blend. Good, generous sprinkle of that one, because that's going to add a lot of flavour. I'm going to pop the lid back on now and clear up the pepper and yeah, get ready for my next bit. Just realised I forgot to add the garlic. So here it is. It's 3 giant cloves chopped up, roughly. Right, I've just given this a good stir, and you can see how much it has reduced down already. And that's just been like 5 minutes while I was, well, throwing tomatoes everywhere and whatnot. So anyway, I'm adding in my 2 tins of drained lentils. No, they're not rinsed, because these are just in water, not salty water. And much like with chickpeas, if there is a little bit of the juice in there, all it's going to do is just help things thicken up a little bit, because it's just the water they're cooked in. Did you know that lentils and beans are cooked inside the can in the factory? Yeah, I learnt that by watching Inside the Factory. Very interesting how they made baked beans. Interesting times. Anywho, so I put in 2 tins of lentils, and in are also going 2 tins of, these are the cherry tomatoes, because I thought it would be nice to have the texture from the sort of whole tomatoes in there. And then also I'm going to chuck in my stock cubes before I stir it. So I've got my Knorr vegetable stock cube, my Tesco red wine stock cube. These are stock pots, sorry, they're the gel things. And my Tesco rich and smoky stock pot. So we'll put those in. And actually, that's pretty much everything. Oh, except tomato puree, which I think I will put some in, but just a small amount. So I'm just going to give this a stir, add the puree, and that'll be it then. So I've added in the rest of the tube of tomato puree, which you're looking at 2 to 3 tablespoons. I think it's closer to 2. The one thing I'm missing in this today is mushroom ketchup. That would have gone beautifully, but unfortunately I've run out completely. So there we go. But it's not a problem. Hopefully all those stock pots and the herbs will make this taste good. Yeah, so that is now all just going to reduce down. The stock pots will start to disintegrate, and I'm going to put the lid back on to keep the juice in there, but I'm also going to turn it down. I've had it on full heat, but oh my god, got the thing wet. I'm going to put it down to, come on, pick up my finger, stupid thing. So annoying. Right, turn it right down to, there we go. Turn it down to halfway, so 5 for my hob. And while that's going, I'm going to go feed the animals. Okay, I'm back in from doing the animals and bringing the tumble dried washing in and putting the next lot out. So another productive lunchtime. The bolognese, I've just turned the heat off. So this is how it looks now. Obviously it's still sat on the heat. I think I'm just going to give this a quick stir and then just leave it be. Slight change of plan again, just in terms of dishes and stuff. So I've basically portioned out the bolognese into 4 portions. This one has 2 in it, and that's for tonight. Yes, it's a lot of the bolognese mixture, but I would rather have more of this and less actual spaghetti. And then these are 2 that can now sit on the side and cool down, and you know, they're going to lose water over time anyway. But this one tonight, I mean, if it hasn't thickened up later, I'm not quite sure what I'd do. Maybe I'll add more lentils. I don't really know, but either way, it should be fairly tasty. I've also chopped up our veggies ready and put a lid on. So we've just got some broccoli, green beans and courgette to go with dinner tonight. And also, I never finished my second coffee earlier. I've got half of it left, well, just over. So I'm taking away half a tin of the milk I used. So I just showed you that I'd only drank half that coffee from earlier. So I'm actually having another one right now. So that's another 100 mils of Alpro Almond Barista. I made the coffee slightly weaker. I made it a bit strong this morning, which is why I didn't end up finishing that one, because it was just a little bit too strong. I was like, oh, I don't like it. I like a spoonful of coffee, but yeah, I'm not quite sure how much I put in there. It's because I don't use a spoon, I just chuck it in. Anywho, that's why I was a bit wasteful earlier. It's now about 2:30 and I've got myself some fruit, a banana, pear and an apple. I'm definitely going to have the pear and the banana. Not sure if I'm going to want the apple as well, but it's here just in case I do. So I ate my pear and my banana earlier. I'm having a cup of hot squash. This is the Ribena winter spice and it's really, really nice hot. It is vegan and it is sin-free because it's the like no sugar one or whatever. I haven't had my apple, but I am going to have it now. And I'm going to have some peanut butter with it because I'm really low on sins today actually. And I really fancy some peanut butter. Like peanut butter and apple is like, love it. So I just quickly went and chopped my apple up into as many pieces as I possibly could, which is about 12. And I've got a tablespoon of peanut butter, which is just sort of running everywhere. And that is the Pip and Nut crunchy maple peanut butter. I'm attempting to make a chocolate mousse for dessert. I've only ever done this in a much more decadent fashion, so this will be interesting. I've just popped a block of silken tofu into the food processor. I've just added 4 tablespoons of just plain cocoa powder. I've just got the Bourneville one. That's 2.5 sins per tablespoon. So I'm planning for this to make 4 portions. So at the moment, 2.5 sins a portion. And finally, they say you can use sweetener, but I don't really want to because I don't like it. So I'm just going to use maple syrup. I'm going to use 4 tablespoons again, just to match. And these are 2 sins a tablespoon. So each portion will be 4.5 sins, which I think is pretty good. That's that, and then blend. God, I love silken tofu. Look how perfect it is. I stopped once to scrape down the sides, by the way, because, you know, cocoa powder went everywhere. But now, oh, look at that. Yum, 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 yum. I hope it's nice. Okay, here we go. So I've got, these 2 are our ones for tonight, because they're in the dishes. And then these 2 I've just put in my little pots with lids because I shall pop them in the fridge. Now, this may not look a lot, and arguably it's not a lot. It's about 3 dessert spoons per portion. However, if you compare it to like the Coconut Collaborative little choc pots, that kind of thing, those are 5 sins each. And there's probably a third to a half of one of these in one of those. So, you know, and that's going to be because of the fat content, that it's so much lower in sins really. So, and of course these are full of protein as well from the tofu, so they're going to keep you nice and full. I'm going to serve it with some strawberries and maybe blueberries, but probably just strawberries this evening. But I'm going to put it in the fridge as a surprise for later. I licked the spoon so that I could taste it, after I dished it up, obviously. And yeah, it's pretty good. I would just say it's a little bit almost dusty from the cocoa powder. I feel like it does work better when it's got the melted chocolate in there as well, but it's definitely something that I could play around with and tweak a little bit. Okay, and there is dinner all served up. Wholemeal spaghetti topped with the bolognese and obviously courgette, green beans and broccoli. I just used the saucepan steaming method. And then I've got some fresh basil on top. Yummy, 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 yummy. Done. As you guys know, we made the chocolate mousse earlier. Oh dear, there's a bit of basil on my strawberry. I've served it up, and what I did was I also broke up a Kent and Fraser brownie in half, and then just sort of dolloped it between mine and Mum's in pieces, and then topped it with strawberries and a dollop of Food Heaven squirty cream, which is half a sin for 2 tablespoons, but this is 1 tablespoon, so let's pretend it's a quarter of a sin. The brownie is 11.5, divided by 2 is 5 3/4, so with the cream I'll call it 6, and then the mousse, as I said earlier, is 4.5, so that's 10.5. Hey guys, I've just come over all tired. It's 9:30 right now. I just wanted to quickly go over sins today because I'm not sure that I was entirely clear what sins I've had and where today. So So in terms of the Alpro Almond Barista Milk in my coffees, it was a total of 2.5 sins for 2.5 cups. And so that's 2.5. Then the peanut butter that I had with my apple earlier was 4 sins, so that's 6.5. With my dinner, the bolognese part and the spaghetti and the veg are all free, but I had 3 tablespoons of nutritional yeast on the bolognese, so that's 3 sins, so that makes 9.5. I already told you guys about the pudding, which was a total of 10.5 sins, so in total that makes 20, and I get 25 a day, of course. I'm actually thinking that I probably don't need to eat anything else today. I'm really quite full. I don't think that I fancy anything else, but I'm reluctant to say that with 100% clarity right now. In fact, no, that's complete rubbish. I am saying that with 100% clarity right now. I'm full. I don't need anything else. I already had a cup of after dinner tea when Mum was here, but then I dropped her home like an hour and a half ago. I've just been on the computer, so I'm just having another cup right now of after dinner tea. And after that I will have another cup of nighttime tea. But do you know what I'm going to go and do right now, what I did the other night, and I'm going to go and get in my PJs and clean my teeth, and then I won't want anything else to eat anyway, because honestly my tummy's really full. And I deliberately tried not to do as much spaghetti as normal, and I like to have mostly the bolognese, and I really did today. So yeah, I'm still absolutely stuffed. It's been a funny day of eating today, actually. I feel like I've been a bit all over the place. But anyway, I think we'll call it quits here, because, like I said, I'm just going to have a cup of nighttime tea. That's the only other thing. I'm literally going to go right now, get in PJs, clean my teeth, and that will be me done for the day. So, finishing on 20 out of 25 sins. Thanks ever so much for watching, as always. Really, really appreciate you guys. And the last few days, the comments have just been absolutely, like, off the scale with how lovely they are. Tomorrow should be quite fun, because I'm going to be going to Waitrose as soon as I finish work. I'm taking Mum with me because she said she wanted to come next time I go to Waitrose, so we're going to drive up to Stroud and do that. So there'll be a little grocery haul tomorrow as well. But until then, I am just going to go chill for an hour and then go to bed. All right, guys. See you tomorrow. Thanks again for watching. Night night.